My journey with ACMAV in 1984 has been one long, continuous relationship since its inception, from joining the committee early in 1991 all the way to the current day. My name is David Chong. ACMAV has matured so as I have. I espouse the ideals of the association, representing the Chinese doctors, providing a networking environment, and representing Chinese doctors as best equipped to serve the Chinese community. So much so that is in fact written in our constitution. To further the ideals of the association, I set about formalizing the education seminar to be held in a Chinese restaurant, fully sponsored by drug companies, roughly about 6 a year. This has proved very, very popular, and it has in fact become the gold standard. In recognition of the family unit as supporting our doctors, we started the Chinese New Year Yamcha. This has in fact continued to this very day. Prior to the digital world, we started the annual Chi magazine, and this has then continued in the digital world with the periodic Meridian updates. Up until that point, there were other Chinese medical associations in the various states and New Zealand. However, they were working independently and locally. This wasn't very effective. I brought all the various organizations in Australia and New Zealand under one umbrella. Now this was prescient because in 1994, the Auckland Medical School started an interview process of admitting medical students, and this resulted in only 6 Chinese students being admitted that year. The norm yearly intake for Chinese students is 34. We managed to reverse this process, and that has in fact proven to this day to be very effective. Our headquarters was bought in 1997 for the cost of $250,000. However, it has been a costly maintenance burden for a long time, and with part of the property being not rented out, it's in fact more so. After speaking to the past presidents, members of the real estate industry, builders and the local council, we decided that the best option was to sell the headquarters. We in fact managed to do that, convincing the membership at the AGM of 2016, and we sold the property in February 2017 for a total sum of $3.21 million. Now this is almost a 13-fold increase from the original purchase price. The new owners, in fact, sold it again 2 years later at a loss of $600,000 at a price of $2.6 million. So we did well on the headquarters sale. My vision for ACMAV, I illustrated the point of strength in numbers earlier when we had 280,000, which rose to a collective 1,000 membership when we were under the umbrella of the ACCMA organization. I, in fact, encourage members to contribute as much as they can, for they say, if you want to get 100% work done, you can ask one person to contribute 100%, or you could ask 100 of each of us to contribute 1%.
I am John K.C. Chu, retired surgeon. I'm past president of ACMAV in 1996 and 97. I was also a founding member in the 80s, working with George Santoro and Tommy Cheng. We are a subgroup of AMA. As the members grew, we decided to have a base. Working with members, including Joseph Chu and myself, we bought a building in South Box Hill. That has continued till recently. I wish to thank the members for the work done and hope that it continues for the next 10 years. The new ACMA building will be finished towards this year, and that will be our base. Thank you all. Bye.
Greetings. Thank you for inviting me to speak. I was elected to the president of the ACMA Victoria in 1998. Now, why did I join? For very basic, simple reasons. I love Chinese food, and I had spent 13 years as a country general practitioner at Phillip Island. And I was about to return to Melbourne, and I knew that I need to enlarge my circle of social network. So I joined up before I returned to Melbourne. I had no grand or noble ideas in my term. I just maintained regular dinner seminars because we, as GPs, required the CME points. So I insisted they were continued, although there were moves to discard them. The other thing we did was I went beyond the Chinese restaurants venues, and we attended Korean restaurants. And one of the highlights of my presidency was we had a meeting at a Greek restaurant where there were good food and good music and dancing, and that was well received. But one of my highlights as president was inviting a non-medical speaker in the name of Lee Chun-sin, author of Mao's Last Dancer, and he was well received. Before he was very well known. And I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the original founders and pioneers of the ACMA. One name that came in that I remember is Dr. Tom Xiang. I think there's a scholarship in his namesake. And I congratulate the current committee for maintaining this vital organization. And as for the future, I do believe that ACMA will continue strongly because it's in our DNA to be social animals. And we all love Chinese food. Thank you.
Congratulations to the ACMAV on its 40th anniversary. I'm very proud to be a life member and to have served as president for a couple of years, nearly 20 years ago. From humble beginnings, the ACMAV has grown for its members, not only as an opportunity for professional networking, but also in education and learning, in social activities for its members and their families, in providing health promotion to the Australian Chinese community, in doing charitable work locally and internationally. We mentor young doctors to be leaders of the next generation. We're also a welcoming community for Chinese doctors migrating to or moving to Melbourne. What I enjoy most about being an ACMAV member is the fun we have together, whether we're gathering for our professional meetings or social activities, or in doing charitable work. We have achieved great things together for our profession and our community. Long may we continue to enjoy our friendship and our professional and social activities together. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrew Bui, your past president from 2006 to 2008. It is an honor to be invited to give you a message on this special occasion, celebrating our 40th anniversary. I would like to reflect on some of our past achievements during this period as part of our journey as a medical association for a diverse group of doctors with Chinese heritage or connection. In 2006, ACMAV celebrated its 23rd anniversary as a successful medical association. One of the themes for the year was connecting and engaging with our members. Joining the digital revolution, when Twitter was first started, ACMAV also had its own e-news, introduced by Dr. Adrian Mar, Meridian editor and vice president, to improve communication and connection with our members. What better way to achieve members' engagement and participation than putting on more dinner seminars for members to enjoy the culinary delights, catching up with each other, and learning at the same time. We were able to hold dinner seminars almost every month in many excellent restaurants all over Melbourne, thanks to the many sponsors from pharmaceuticals, banking and finance, and motor companies. Keeping our members fit and healthy was also an important priority of ACMAV, which kept our committee members busy organizing various social and sporting activities for members to enjoy. The traditional Chinese New Year's Yum Cha was also an important event for members and the family to celebrate the festivities as a family, a great way to promote unity and harmony in the association. Connecting and collaborating with other Chinese community organizations, such as the Lions Club and the Australian Chinese Association of Medical Sciences, are also beneficial to our association. We regularly provide health information to our local elderly Chinese citizens. During this period of time, ACMA was actively supporting many charitable, humanitarian, and medical aid projects championed by many of our enthusiastic members, with projects in China, Cambodia, Vietnam, East Timor, and Africa. ACMA provided significant fundings to all these great causes. One high-profile case that we took on in 2006 was that of a severely burnt victim from Vietnam, Ms. Han Leung. No one in Vietnam was able to help her. With the support of many people, our association, the Vietnamese community, driven by Thien and Mr. Ian Holden, she was gradually restored to functional health, and later on returned to Vietnam to lead a useful life. This is an amazing and inspirational story of our association, a reflection of our compassion as a medical association. As a result of all these charitable activities, we were able to eventually gain DRG status, the charitable status for the ACMAV Foundation. This is a wonderful achievement and of great benefit to our association. Turning now to ACMAV House, the headquarters on Canterbury Road in Box Hill South. This was a great investment by our past presidents. The front part of the house was rented out to a commercial company for which we received steady income The back half of the house was used as our office and meeting place for many of our committee meetings, workshops, and seminars. I remember fondly many evenings of committee meetings, sharing a quick but enjoyable Chinese takeaway meal with a bunch of dedicated committee members before we sit down for a long and arduous meeting late into the night. One hot topic of discussion was the condition of the ACMAV house, which had gradually deteriorated over time and became unsafe for occupancy. We spent a lot of time and effort exploring various options: repair, renovation, redevelopment, or selling. This was a challenging project, which, as you know, was subsequently taken up by our colleague, the late Dr. David. He and his building subcommittee did a tremendous job on this project, and later on, this house was sold for a profit in 2017. At the organizational level, the committee was also working hard on improving the governance process of the association, reviewing the constitutions, the various trust arrangements to ensure that the activities of the association and the foundation were running smoothly and in compliance with the law. In 2007, we also reached a significant milestone in the life of the association. Holly Zhang was appointed part-time administration officer to run the office and to coordinate the increasingly busy educational and social activities. This is a significant milestone, and Holly has been an amazing help to the committees. We thank her for that support. Before closing, I would like to say that the association is in a good shape, built on solid foundation through the hard work of past presidents, committee members, and many other members. The greatest asset we have in the association is our members, with their diverse talent, skill, and expertise in medicine as well as in organization. Finally, I would like to thank Shira and her team of committee members for guiding the association through the tough period of the pandemic. The future of our association is in good hands. Enjoy the celebration of the 40th anniversary of ACMAV and have a great evening. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Adrian Mar and I was president of the ACMAV in 2008 and 2009. I was introduced to the ACMAV by Joseph Chong in the early 1990s when he was the ACMAV secretary. Joseph's daughter Deborah studied medicine with me and we were family friends. I was involved throughout most of the 1990s and all of the 2000s, serving on the committee and then as vice president and president, and I was also editor of the Chi magazine and the Meridian newsletter. Like most members, my reason for being involved was that I enjoyed catching up with friends and colleagues at the dinner meetings, but I was also impressed by the aims of the association, with its emphasis on education and the practice of medicine in a Chinese cultural context, and I wanted to contribute to its success. Later, I was inspired by Benny Fu, who believed that the ACMAV should also have a charitable focus, which resulted in the establishment of the ACMAV Foundation. During my term as president, we had regular dinner seminars and annual conferences. There were movie nights, Porsche driving days, and the tennis and golf tournaments. I organised Mandarin lessons that were offered to members to upskill their medical terminology, and these were held at the CAV Language School. I was very fortunate to work with a number of fantastic people on the committee, including Tiong Lo, Erwin Lo, Andrew Bui, Jason Chuen, Jason O, Albie Leung, Sally Ng, Nicole Yap, Michelle Go, Nora Lee, Helena Ng, Selena Ward, and Jun Young. Chong was busy organising his mercy flights, bringing patients out from Vietnam for life-changing surgery. Erwin was a fantastic secretary, but way overqualified because of his legal and MBA training. And the two Jasons were artistic and technical whizzes, with Jason Chuen, the editor of Meridian, while Jason O helped to organise the meetings with beautifully produced flyers. At this time, a number of members were involved in charitable projects, some supported by grants from the ACMAV Foundation. Andrew Bui and Chong travelled to Timor-Leste on invitation from the Timorese Health Minister. Jason O and Peter Cheng did a medical mission in Cambodia, and Andrew was also involved in a project in Cambodia. Benny Fu continued to help raise money and coordinate efforts to help communities in Uganda and Tanzania, and Albie and Hui Li Wong travelled to these locations, where they were able to follow up on these projects, which introduced water and sanitation works and the delivery of medical equipment. Chong's most challenging case came to a conclusion with Han, the lady from Vietnam, returning home after enduring multiple operations performed by Ian Holton. Her farewell was an emotional event, and her story was retold in the local media. Also during this time, Seal King Chan and her sister Charmaine became aware of the Starfish foster home in Xi'an, China, which was run by an American lady called Amanda. Starfish was established to rescue children who had been given up to local orphanages because of their special health needs, including cleft lips and palates, congenital heart disease, and spina bifida. Seal King encouraged ACMAV members to support Amanda's work and visit the foster home, and a number of us did so. Perhaps my proudest achievement was maintaining the ACMAV publications, the annual Chi magazine and the newsletter, which I renamed Meridian in 2006. These publications not only facilitated communication and fostered a sense of community among the membership, but they also served as an invaluable historical record of the ACMAV. In fact, I've relied on the past editions of Meridian to prepare this video. My time spent with the ACMAV will always be particularly special because in the early 2000s, I encouraged a young doctor to join me on the editorial committee for Chi so I could get to know her better, and she later served on my committee as treasurer, and it's now 18 years that June and I have been married. So I congratulate the ACMAV on this milestone year, and I thank the committee for kindly inviting me to be a part of the celebrations.
Hi, my name's Chris. I was ACMAV president from 2015 to 2017, and also was ACCMA president during this time. I have been and continue to be inspired by the committee that is made up of devoted members who work passionately for our members and the community, a team that continues to go forward in new ways whilst being aware of current issues and how to seize opportunities to make a huge difference in the communities that we serve. Over the years, ACMAV has achieved much, and from 2015 to 2017, this was especially in the domains of community service, education, research, and networking. Our seminars were full of interaction, and one educational highlight was the ACMAV ACCMA 21st National Conference. This was filled with highly interactive learning, led by experts in the field on a range of clinical topics. The one big event during my term was the J. Rubin Hepatitis B launch at Federation Square. We built on this with representation then at State Parliament. It's all about preventing mortality and morbidity from liver cancer and liver failure from hepatitis B. We also launched our National Prescribing Service Choosing Wisely initiative, which is about the right test for the right management for the right patient. And in the current climate emergency, this is so important because 80% of our carbon footprint of healthcare is from clinical care, and 40% of our clinical care is unnecessary and even harmful. So we've got a real power to slash the carbon footprint of our clinical care. And in line with this, our association has continued its very strong support of research, not only through our charitable grants program and our Tom Siang Memorial Prize, but also active discussion and involvement of members. I would like to thank the countless speakers, volunteers, our medical students, community partners and sponsors who contributed to our vision, and especially to the committee members who I served with, namely John Chu, Helena Ning, who's always working in the background, Jomini Chung, Cheryl O, our treasurer, Nora Lee, Nicole Yap, Jamie Cheong, David Chong, Jason Chuen, Lydia Lana, Andrew Tay, Lisa Ling, Melissa Chen, Beck Nguyen, Yu Guang Bei, and very, very importantly, Thiong Lo, an inspirational leader who has left an everlasting impression in all our hearts and minds. These and our generous members are the people who we are all sincerely grateful for. Our committee has for years worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make what ACMAV is today, an association led by members, for members, and for the communities we serve. My sincere thanks to all involved, and an exciting hope that we continue to educate and advocate for health equity at the local, community, national, and international level. Congratulations to ACMAV's 40th anniversary celebratory dinner. My hope is that we all are inspired to be generous in spirit and to boldly go where our dreams take us. After all, courage is contagious, and when the winds of change blow, some people build walls and others build windmills. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Dr Jason Chuen, and I was president of ACMAV from 2018 to 2020. I joined ACMAV after my vascular surgery fellowship. My father, Dr Kerry Chuen, had been asking me to join for years. He's a Chinese medical graduate who came to Australia in the 1970s. Together with his medical colleagues, he paved some of the groundwork for ACMAV's creation. He's 91 years old now and still a member of ACMAV. I joined the management committee in 2008 when Dr Adrian Mar was president. He asked me to take over the production of the Meridian magazine. I've been on the ACMAV committee ever since, and I've now racked up 15 years of continuous service. I'm part of a generation of Australian-born Chinese doctors who bring a slightly different perspective to its original founders. When I took over the ACMAV presidency from Dr Chris Leung in 2018, ACMAV went through a rapid period of digital transformation. We moved from paper records to online management and communication systems, which to this day help keep us agile and efficient. I also presided over a period of fiscal consolidation and restructuring. Our old ACMAV foundation needed to transition. We sold our ACMAV house property in Box Hill and created a financial strategy that has allowed us to sustain our organisation into the future. This has proved to be especially valuable in the current challenging economic environment. I'm especially proud of the collaborations that myself, previous and current presidents have formed, particularly with organisations such as AMA Victoria, state and federal departments of health, various city councils and Hepatitis Victoria. We've also held joint events with organisations such as Monash City Council, the Chinese Community Social Services Centre, and the Chinese Cancer and Chronic Illness Society of Victoria. The COVID pandemic arrived on our doorstep during my term. Leveraging these relationships was particularly important, especially those with AMA, government and Austin Health. These allowed ACMAV to play a key and early role in the dissemination of COVID-related information to doctors and patients, and the development of COVID management plans. We held a number of online medical webinars with public health and infectious diseases experts such as Professors Brett Sutton, Alan Cheng, Jason Khong and Lin Lim. ACMAV was also one of the earliest Victorian medical organisations to transition to an online webinar education and event system. We also assisted numerous other medical organisations to do the same. ACMAV has given me lifelong friendships. It's an amazing organisation that helps doctors meet with colleagues and also to build a stronger bond with the Chinese community. I've developed leadership experience and I've understood that this organisation relies heavily on corporate memory. My role has changed to one of mentorship, advice and guidance. It's critical that we give back to those organisations that have helped us. ACMAV has gradually changed from an organisation that primarily served the interests of doctors of Chinese heritage to one that now serves the interests of the Chinese Australian community. We'll always have a role in helping first and second generation Chinese Australian doctors integrate into professional practice. But the future of ACMAV lies in health advocacy, education, and advising government and other stakeholders on how to ensure that the growing Chinese Australian diaspora have fair access to public and private, generalist and specialist health resources in a complex and constrained healthcare environment. I would urge all of you to support ACMAV in this journey. A strong ACMAV benefits both patients, doctors, and the wider community that we all live in. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Dr Rebecca Nguyen and I was ACMAV President between 2020 and 2021. I joined many years ago, I think back in 2009 as a medical resident for its collegiate friendship, mentorship and to develop professional relationships in my medical career. I really enjoyed and helped run the educational activities and also various conferences and charity balls during the time of being on the committee. I've been part of the ACMAV committee from about 2009-2010 and have played many roles including the Secretary and Vice President and have continued this year in my role as the past President on the committee. It has been a valuable many years on the committee and I have developed many friendships along the way and I really enjoyed my time. During my time as President, I've tried to keep the association as active as possible during the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdowns and pivoting to a lot more online educational activities and limited social activities when we were allowed to resume. And during this time, it included developing ACMAV's online presence and trying to help connect us through these challenging sort of periods. I continue to be an active member and welcome its places for professional mentorship, friendship and ongoing medical education with many like-minded doctors and people in our association. I'd like to congratulate again ACMAV for reaching its 40th year anniversary and hope it continues and we meet again in the future and it continues to evolve with our changing times in medicine.